Hello, welcome to I Lead. My name is Juwon Owolabi, and my assignment is very simple here, is to help you discover, develop, and deploy your leadership potentials or powers for optimum success and results in life. Today, we'll be talking about what is leadership. We want to understand what leadership actually is all about. I mean, there are so many leaders around us today, and there are so many misconceptions about leadership. So I want to be able to help you to understand the right concept of true leadership. But before I do that, in today's video, we'll be talking about what leadership is not. Because I believe that for you to understand what leadership is, you might need to understand what it is not. So that when you see what is not the original, you can identify the counterfeit. So today we're talking about what leadership is not. As you know that the subject of leadership is very, very crucial to us, to our society, to our businesses, to our organizations, to our church and mosques. It's very, very, very important. In fact, John Maxwell, a world leadership expert, says that everything rises and falls on leadership. And that's very, very true. Everything rises and falls on leadership. Without leadership, passions wane. Without leadership, companies and businesses go bankrupt. Without leadership, marriages collapse. Without leadership, individuals fails, churches backslide. A lot of terrible things happens without leadership. And I can also say that the singular reason for underdevelopment in our society today is because of lack of leadership. The reason for bankruptcy in character and morality in our community today is because of lack of leadership. The reason divorce is on the upsurge today is because there is no leadership. So you see, when there is no leadership, everything collapses, right from individuals to families, to organizations, to businesses, to governments, to states, to nations, to the world. So the reason for terrorism today, for bad character today, for criminality, for every bad thing you can account for in our society is lack of leadership. So when we understand what leadership is, when we raise leaders, then we can have all these things fixed. So when you talk about you want to fix a nation, you want to fix a family, you want to fix a society, you want to fix a community, the only way you can do that is to fix the issue of leadership. On today's video, I'll be sharing about 6 points on what leadership is not. Now, number one thing you need to know that leadership is not is that leadership is not a position. Leadership is not a position. Now, we need to understand that it's not everyone that occupies a position that is a leader. Today, we have presidents of nations, we have ministers, we have senators who are occupying a position, but they are not leaders. Today in Africa, or especially Nigeria, we have people who are occupying a position, but we don't have leaders. We don't have leaders. So you don't need to say, oh, I'm not a leader because I'm not a minister. I'm not a leader because I'm not the HOD of my department. I'm not a leader because I'm not the president. I'm not a leader because I'm not the governor, so I'm not going to make a change. I'm not going to make an impact. No, you don't need to wait for you to be in a position before you become a leader. Now, a position of leadership can give you an opportunity to serve as a leader, but you don't have to occupy a position. I think it was Bishop Oyedepo that said that leadership is not about occupying a position, it is about performing a function. So it's not about occupying a seat, it's about performing a feat. So you need to understand that you don't need to be in a position. All you just need to do is to know what your purpose is to make a difference in the world, is to impact people, contribute the little thing that God has given you, and you are a leader. So leadership is not a position. Number two, leadership is not a title. Leadership is not a title. I mean, today we have people who love titles so much. As a pastor too, I mean, of a church, I know how people, scramble and how people do everything just to be ordained or just to carry a title of a pastor or of a deacon or of a bishop. I know so many things that people do to do that. But you need to understand that leadership is not about the title that you bear. So I don't want you to join the rat race of accumulating titles. There are people that if you want to introduce them, you have to put all their titles. You have to, call them pastors and bishops, JP, manager, MD, CEO, because their value is attached to their title. No. The value of a leader is in his responsibility. It's in his function. It's in the impact that is given, not the title that is carrying. And that's why when we call people, even great people, you call Barack Obama, it's Barack Obama. You don't even add president. When you call Jesus, it's just Jesus. When you call Paul, it's just Paul. When you call Bill Clinton, it's just Bill Clinton. When you call Miles Monroe, it's just Miles Monroe. Why? Because those people have been able to find value in who they are and not in their title. So don't wait until you have a title, a big title, before you perform your function as a leader, because leadership is not about the title. The third point is that leadership is not being served. In fact, the shortest cut to being a leader is service. Leadership is about service. In fact, your greatness as a leader is not measured by how many people are serving you. Your greatness as a leader is measured by how many people you serve. So one crucial thing about leadership is that you need to serve your purpose to people, serve your gifts, you serve your potentials, your talents, the things that you carry, you serve it to people. I mean, there are so many people who take glory in how many people are serving them, how many servants they have, how many sons they have, how many this they have. And I mean, I've seen people who have hundreds or tens of entourage. Whenever they want to go and minister or wherever they are showing up, you see people following them. I mean, that's good, but leadership is not about all those people following you. It's not about all the people that are serving you, that's helping you to do this, helping you to do that. No, leadership is about how many people you are serving. So the focus of leadership is service. And I think in Nigeria or in Africa, we need to demand that from our leaders. They are not there for the people to serve. Leaders are there to serve the people. I mean, for instance, in Nigeria, you see that it is the masses that works for the leaders. It is the people that works for the people, in government. But the reverse is supposed to be the case. It's supposed to be the leaders working for the people. It's supposed to be the leaders serving the people. So leadership is not about people are serving you. It's about you are serving humanity. The fourth point about leadership, about what leadership is not, is that leadership is not wealth. Leadership is not having a lot of wealth. It's not accumulating, riches. One of the mistakes we also still make in Africa is because when we see people who are rich, who are wealthy, and it doesn't matter how they get that money or how they get those riches, as far as they have a lot of cars, they have a lot of houses, we just think that they are leaders. We give them appointments, political positions, just because they have the money. But leadership is not about money. It's not about how wealthy you are. So you don't need to have millions in your account for you to be a leader. You don't need to have you don't need to be a billionaire for you to be a leader. All you need is a purpose, is a life, is something to serve to the people, is something to give to the people. So leadership is not about wealth. It's not about accumulating wealth. Also, the fifth point I'll also be talking about is that leadership is not about followership. Leadership is not about followership. Now, there's this popular quote that says that if you are leading and nobody is following, you are only taking a stroll. But I beg to differ. I beg to differ, because leadership is not about the people who are following you. Now, what makes a leader is not the follower. What makes a leader is the vision. What makes a leader, not what validates leadership, is not the people following, it's the vision that you are accomplishing. Now, I'd also like you to understand that the first point of leadership, the first stage or the foundation of leadership is self-leadership. Is self-leadership. That is the ability to lead yourself, the ability to discipline and believe in yourself, believe in the vision that is before you, and follow it. Now, for instance, one of the greatest leaders that ever lived the face of the earth is the man Jesus. Now, there was a particular point in the Holy Scripture that Jesus had like about 15,000 people following him, because he just performed a miracle. And they followed him, and at a particular time he was teaching them something that is very, very hard that they couldn't take. So in one day, all the people left him. About the 15,000 people left him, and it was only remaining the 12. And you know what Jesus did? He just turned to the 12 and asked them, do you also want to leave? Do you also want to leave? So leaders, true leaders, are not afraid of losing followers. True leaders are more concerned about their vision. And I think we all need to understand this, that it is when you believe in your vision, it is when you are leading a vision that people will follow you. So if you want to please the people, you want to do things that pleases the people so that you can always have followers following you, then you will not be able to fulfill your vision or your mission as a leader. Because leadership is about going on a mission. Leadership is about pursuing a vision. It's not about the followership. So maybe you are there today and you have a compelling vision. You have something you're passionate about, and you are pursuing it, but nobody has seen it yet. Nobody is following you yet. Nobody believes in it yet. That does not mean that you are not a leader. All you need to do is to continue to pursue that vision, is to continue to pursue that passion, and soon enough, you will see people following you. But you need to follow first. You need to follow the vision, because every leader is a follower of a vision. Every leader follows a passion, follows a vision. The sixth point is that leadership is not about skill or intelligence. I've met so many people, average students who will say, well, I'm not a leader. I had top class, I had second class lower. The leaders are the people who came out with first class. I beg to differ, because in real life, I've seen PhD holders or first class students, serving the average student. So you don't have to be the most intelligent guy in the class. You don't have to be the most skillful guy around. All you just need is the attitude of a leader. So maybe you are there and you are not the best. You are not the best student, or you are not the best guy around. You are not the most skillful guy around. That does not cancel the fact that you are a great leader. You can be a great leader being an average student, because the measure of true intelligence cannot be through the exams that they set for you in the school, in the school. The evaluation of intelligence is not about the test that you go through in your academic life. It is when you pursue your vision, your true vision and your true passion, and you excel in it. That's the evaluation of true leaders. And that's why we've seen so many dropouts in school, so many people who are doing very well in business, who are great husbands, who are great presidents, who are great governors, who are great businessmen, and they are doing very, very well for themselves. They are leading their generation and blazing the trail. So you don't need to be the most intelligent guy to be a leader. So let's quickly review what we have taught, what we've talked about today. Number one, we said that leadership is not about a position. Remember that. Number two, we said leadership is not about a title. It's not about a title that you bear. Number three, we said leadership is not about it's not about being served, it's about serving your gifts and your potentials to the world. Number 4, we said leadership is not about followership. It's not about you have 1 million followers online or Instagram. No, it's about what you are following. Number 5, we said leadership is not about wealth. It's not about you have so much money. And number 6, we said leadership is not about skill or intelligence. Because of time constraints, that's all we'll be taking on today's episode. Thank you so much for joining. I hope you've been blessed and transformed by this video. Don't forget to share, like, comment. If you have any question, you can reach me on my email on the screen. Also, don't forget to follow me on all my social media platforms that you'll see on your screen there. Until the next video, keep leading and keep excelling. God bless you.